So hello and welcome, and we're talking about the fundamental principle in this lesson. We are going to be speaking about the fundamental principle for addition. Now, this is an introductory concept that we've put together in arithmetic to help you understand um, something about addition, right? And to be real honest, I don't think many mathematicians will call it this, but it's something we will use in our class. The fundamental principle for addition. Right. Now, let's suppose that let's suppose you have my job and you're principal of Yale SA or Yalesa, and someone comes to you and you've got a third grade son. Let me just put on there third grader. There's a third grader, and this third grader, his mother brings him to the school and says, you know, I want my son to be in the fourth grade because he's pretty smart at mathematics, he knows his work, he's really, really good. I want him to be in the fourth grade. You, as the principal, decide to give this youngster a chance. And so you give him a chance and you say, well, okay, son, you want to be in grade 4. How about you answer this question? You ask this kid, what is 3 plus 2? And you know the kid now says, he responds to you as a principal, and he's telling you 3 what? And 2 what? Okay, we really need to work on handwriting. 3 what and 2 what? This is what the little kid asks you. Okay, now here's a question. And the kid insists, and you say 3 plus 2, son, 3 plus 2, and the kid says 3 what and 2 what? And the big question is now, what do you do? What do you do as a principal? Do you discount the mother's claims? Right? Or would you put him in the fourth grade? I'll tell you what, I'll put him in the fourth grade. But then again, I just want to, help kids move forward. So the big question is, what do you do? I want you to discuss this with your peers in the class and pause the video right now and then come back to it. What would you do as the principal? Because the kid insists 3 what and 2 what. Okay, so I hope you've thought about it right now, and I'm going to tell you that the boy's question is very important. He's asking you 3 what and 2 what. So let's consider a statement that we were to say that 3 1 Rand coins, right? 1 Rand coins, 3 1 Rand coins, plus 2 50-cent coins. Oops. Okay. Let's just erase some of that over there. 3 1 Rand coins and 2 50-cent coins is equal to 400 cents. Now, here's the big question. Am I lying or am I telling the truth? True story, right? This is all true. Because if you take 3 1 Rands, 3 1 Rand coins, that gives you 3 Rands. And if you add 2 50-cent coins to that, that's going to give you another Rand, which is actually 4 Rands. And in reality, that's actually 400 cents as well. So the statement I just made is true, but 3 modifies 1 Rand coins, okay, or describes and measures 1 Rand coins, whereas 2, for example, 2 modifies 50-cent coins, and 400 modifies cents, or rather 1 cent coins. Modifies 1 cent coins. So the reality is, if I were to drop, let's see, if I were to drop the adjectives, I mean the nouns, let's see, drop the nouns. Let's drop the nouns now. If we drop the nouns, we get an equality or an equation that reads 3 plus 2 is equal to 400. Okay. Okay, and this is the underlying principle that I want to drive here. 3 plus 2 is equal to 400. Is that true? Of course it's true, because when I talk about modifying 1 Rand coins, that's 3. And I talk about modifying or measuring 50-cent coins, that's 2. And I'm measuring and modifying cents over here, so I get this equality. So now I'm going to talk about the underlying principle for the fundamental principle of fundamental principle for addition. Let's make it for addition rather than of addition. For addition. Right, fundamental principle for addition. So this is what the principle says, and this is something we're making up in our class that we will reference very often. And I also want you to remember this because it will be the underlying basis for how you add like terms and what exactly is like terms when we do addition. So it says the following, and this is what we will say: 3 plus 2 is equal to 5, right? Only when 3, 2, and 5 are adjectives that modify or describes the same noun. Now, things are quite easy at this point in time because generally the traditional addition tables, 1 plus 1 gives me 2 and 2 plus 3 gives me 5. Yeah, traditionally those all assume that the same noun is being modified. Okay, now as trivial as it sounds, this is saying, for example, 1 apple plus 2 apples, right? As my apples, is equal to 3 apples. Right. 1 apple plus 2 apple gives me 3 apples. And this is saying 3 plus 2 is equal to 5 if and only if we're talking about the same thing. Similarly, 2 plus 1 is equal to 3 if and only if we're talking about the same thing. For example, 2 cows plus 1 cow give me 3 cow. Or, sorry, 5 plus 6 is equal to 11. This is only true if we're talking about 5 cats and 6 cats and 11 cats. All these must refer to the same noun. So that's an introduction for the fundamental principle for addition. I hope you understand it, and I will be talking about like terms in the next example.